and that's the whole game. Basically, all right, chat. Like I followed the chat advice and write down a couple of things that I found problematic with the game, and we're gonna talk about that. Gonna be talking about that. So it took me around 13 hours, from 12 to 13 hours to finish the whole game. Barely understand what the story was about. Honestly, so that's the first problem. The story, right? They were influenced greatly by the Treasure Island book, and that's coming from the name of the characters and stuff. There's also Pirates of Caribbean. There's some phrases here, some sentences, they are borrowed from the Pirates of Caribbean completely, which is like Memento Mori did point it out. Obviously, I wouldn't find it by myself there. So, but what has come to the story? The comic presentation of story, I did like it. However, it's the pace of the story was a little bit too fast, right? Which just explain why the game is so short. The game is like only took me 12 hours. Some people done it in 10 hours. It's okay length for indie game. There's, but you know, finishing it, I feeling like a little bit of dissatisfaction about, because I want to have more tactical fights. I really want to fight more and more and more. Right, but we were talking about story. So story is comic presentation good, but they telling part of the story through the interaction when you're just running on a map and a character is just talking to yourself, to themselves, and those in passing are happening so fast. They definitely need to slow down this. Captions, because half of them I barely could read, or couldn't read at all, and it's giving me confusion of what's actually going on. And sometimes you just you saw the caption happens and the comic screen happens after, and the comic screen is just it's response to those captions that you just missed. There's also, for whatever reason, the sounds of the cinematic videos we had. All cinematic videos were kinda super low in volume, so I barely could hear what's going on, and it's not cool. So they should add like an additional slider for cinematic volume, so we can understand what's happening there, why it's happening, why it's like we barely can hear it. Now the gameplay. The tactical gameplay was pretty good. Pretty good with innovative ideas. Alright, like I like this combat and movement phase. Like you can do a movement phase. It's not about movement, but you can actually do some bunch of cool stuff, like leveraging the terrain, jumping on people, knocking them down, pushing them from cliff, from higher places, or just plainly knocking them down. So I think it was a cool idea. Sometimes you just it's a big gamble. You're going for push, right? The enemy, but tumble yourself, right? And that's what makes this interaction pretty good. And there's a combat mechanic. I really enjoying the tactical adventure, but I feel like there was not enough of them, and I feel that there was basically not too easy, but mediocrely easy, right? So like we finishing this fight, all the fights with more or less first try. There was two fights that my main character died, and I needed to reload it. That was my mistake on me, especially the first fight. The second fight, while I positioned my character, so it's supposed to be survive in the wrong place and got wrecked. But that's not the problem. That's you know, basic like common sense not to put your character that needs to survive into the harm's way. So the combat itself wasn't that hard, and all of my battles were basically finished in 2 turns. So like there is all the characters have skills that you're only able to use after 3 turns on your 3rd turn, but most of the actions are finished before the 2nd turn. You can invest in those skills to be able to use them earlier, but most of all the most important investment is like dice, then go in the character stats, and only that you can think about the skills. So the skills not coming in play maybe up until a very last fight, and only then I just use it just to revive some character that we didn't need anyway, because the fight was already over, and we just use it for just use it to try it out if it's working. One skill we did use, the combo skill with my captain and 2nd mate, which is giving you additional AP, and we use it on a 1st turn, and we're playing around this pretty often, and it's just completely busted, especially when you have 12 characters, 12 units, and they all get in the extra action. It's really very powerful. That's like, I don't see like any other combo that you want to use apart from this. Alright, so that part, despite its shortcomings, like I say, it was too easy. I think that they need additional, well, I say too easy, but for most players, I see already reviews on Steam that people complaining that the fight is too hard. So I think that the difficulty is just okay as it is, but for players like me, or who look in additional challenges, we want to get another difficulty settings. So like what I noticed in a combat, right, I just wrote it down here. So someone AI behave suboptimal, right? So there's a couple of occasions when AI could go for my character and kill it, right? But instead he just went and attacked some other character. So like even in the final fight which just happened, we saw that AI can push one of my characters out of in the volcano, but instead he went and pushed him in a different direction. Right, he did push him, but he'd push instead into the volcano. He just put him in the hexagrid behind. Well, not in the volcano. So that's what I didn't understand why the AI behaved like that. If you see the kill, you should go for a kill. You need to do as much damage to the character as possible. So that's about the fighting. What else? Exploration. Okay, so exploration, there is not very good, I would say. So, and the map not very big. There was the first map like was decently big. The map of the port city when we were recruiting the crew, and I was a little bit frustrated about that map because we kind of have a map. We can open and check the map, but I don't see a position of my character on it, so you just really need to go all around the corners and find all the characters and loot that possible, which is well, felt like a pointless waste of time. Speaking of a loot, right? Loot finder. You really need to get super close to the loot in order to highlight that there is some loot. And some obvious loot like a chest you can see from afar, but some loot like that lying on a table, like some diamond that giving you gold to level up, you absolutely will not be spotting unless you get in wait 1 meter away from that loot. Close to that loot, rather say, and only then the exclamation mark appears. So I think they need to increase the radius, greatly increase the radius of this exclamation mark above the loot appears, because that's going like from one corner to other It's very tedious work to find all that loot. Right. Looting animation, I wrote down here, looting animation must be shorter, a little bit shorter. It's feeling like this 5 seconds that we're picking up the loot could be shorter, because most of the loot is just some consumable item, and I don't really care much about it. Like consumable item or reroll item for a dice. We don't care about this, we just loot it and forget about it. Need to be done a little bit faster. So, what else? I already say everything that I wrote here. Okay, so there's another annoying thing that happened to me. I was on several occasions, I was blocked in exploration while exploring the map. I was blocked by my own characters, you know, the team that was exploring with me. So like I opened a door, got to loot, and I couldn't get out of the door because people were just blocking me, and I couldn't do anything about it except the reload and come back. Yeah, after reload they would move. So it's annoying, but it can be solved with reload, because we have this auto save every time, which is, I really like the auto save approach. Alright, so we failed to recruit one team member, and I tried to save to recruit him, reload to recruit him again, but I couldn't, because the game automatically saved me when we already failed him recruiting. So it's like, you know, you need to live with your decisions, and that's a good. That's the way of the game we like to play it here on stream, right? You make a decision, you fail it, well, try to live with it. We played like some CRPG like that. Right, that's about all downsides. Right, ability cooldown too long. Well, too long when it started, right? So abilities is some extensive mechanic that you're not gonna be using that much. So overall impression of the game, I rather have a more positive than negative. It is indie game, it is short, but I did have enjoyment through the gameplay was enjoyable, the tactical fight. Also, I wanted way more encounters, way more like encounters. So if you look like the similar game we played, maybe the closest one I played in terms of tactical genre. Let me see what it was. It was some Wild West, right? Wild West 2, or okay, Hard West 2, as I say. Hard West 2. We spent 41 hours in this game. 41. All the tactical, and it was full of tactical encounters and stuff. So it's like 4 times more than in this game, and yeah, for I think this the same price, was it? Hard West. Let me just check the price in here in my region. Yeah, literally even cheaper than that. So like, I know that Hard West 2 was released a little bit a couple of years ago. The prices were a little bit cheaper back there, but still, it's not enough content for not the big of a price, but still, yeah. That's what I'm gonna be saying. So still more positive, but it's not a 7 out of 10 game, right? It just didn't click me to get 7, right? It's maybe 6 out of 10, which is a pretty bad score for me. I was still enjoying the game, but 6 out of 10 is just a little bit underperforming here. That's my final thoughts on it, and you guys decided if you want to play it or not. That's about all.